obviously disappointing outcome, disappointing play. I look to myself and say I got to play better. It hurts when you feel like your defense played winning football. You feel like your special teams made big plays. Felt like run game did a solid job. I got to play better, and so take responsibility, and you go back and you're kind of have to watch it with a really critical eye and talk about, okay, how can I make sure this never happens again? And that's the mindset. So disappointed right now. It hurts, and feel like that was a game we had a chance to win if I had played at the standard I expect to play at, and take any questions you have.
Hey, Kirk, do you think maybe it was probably a better time to kind of get a game like this out of the way heading into Minnesota?
I don't know. I don't think there's ever a good time for it. I think, whether it had been every game, I say this, it was a great performance, a bad performance, anything in between, you have to treat it as a standalone event and be able to get back on the horse and get to work the next week. And this week is no different. So that's how you approach it.
Kirk, outside of the 4 interceptions, it seemed like y'all were able to pick up chunks of yardage. The drives were lengthy. So what do you think is it outside of the interceptions in that final third that you can clean up to finally punch the ball in the end zone?
Yeah, I thought, we did fail, to get in the end zone at the end of drives, and, just a couple of those pass plays that we weren't able to connect on. Each one kind of has its own reason. They did a good job in coverage, and, they do a good job mixing rush and coverage and made it hard to get points.
Kirk, on the interception you had there in the end zone, what were you trying to do there? What did you see?
Yeah, I just saw Drake matched, and as I kind of ran up, I just wanted to, he's so good at going up, and I just thought I'm going to give him a chance to kind of go up. But it was just trying to do too much. I think I can just throw that ball away. I think, in rhythm, may have been able to kick it to Darnell Mooney as well. So you go back and watch that. But I just kind of misinterpreted where I could put the ball to Drake as trying to give him a jump ball.
I don't know how much being hot versus being cold athletically is a real thing, but the last 3 games haven't gone the way you've personally wanted them to. Do you have to do something to snap out of that? Does that sort of become a thing, or is it all separate play to play?
Well, certainly when you haven't played at the standard you want to a few weeks in a row, you do want to change that, turn it around. I've never felt, whether you're playing really well for several weeks in a row, I've never felt like the games carry over or vice versa. You just have to, perform the best you can each week. And, I think, there's plays in the Saints game, you look back, outside of the interception at the end of the game, felt pretty good about the execution. And then the Denver game, certainly, the first 2 drives felt good execution and then just weren't able to sustain it. And then this game, certainly the turnovers, So it's not any one thing that's showing up every game. You just have to go back and, and try to become better as a player. And a tough game like this gives you certainly an opportunity to do that.
Where do you sense this team's confidence is at this point?
Well, I feel our defense played a high-level football today, and that's the thing, is that it's team, it's complementary football, and so we all have to do it together to create the result we want. And so, I think our defense confidence should be high coming off of this game. And I think there's a lot of players on offense who played at a high level and fought really hard and executed well. So, I think there's no reason to not just get back to work and believe that we can go out and play at a high level moving forward.
Listen, you've forgotten more about the game than I know, but it seems like so much of this game is mental, right? And whether it's the double pumps, maybe a pause in the decision, for someone who's had so much success, is it a shock to the system? Is it you don't let that doubt creep into your mind, do you?
No, I think it's just disappointing. You're just disappointed. It's hard to feel good about it, and so you just you got to get back on the horse and get back to work and play your best up ahead and look forward. But you don't gloss over it either. You're hard on yourself and try to learn a lot from it.
Kirk, how do you feel physically at this point, from your
Yeah.
Achilles to your arm and everything else?
I feel pretty good. I think today, coming off the bye week, felt really good. So I would love to tell you that I'm fighting through something, but that's not the case. I think I felt as good today as I have all season.
So being a veteran, is it easier to get out of something like this than it would have been, say, 5 or 10 years ago?
Potentially. I think, it always helps to have experience and to draw from that. And so I certainly have that and potentially can help, but you got to go do it.
Kirk, on the pick six, it looked like there might have been a little miscommunication with you and the target. Could you please explain kind of what happened on that play?
No, just, it wasn't any miscommunication. I think it was just a poor decision. Was trying to be, maybe make too quick of a decision, be a little too decisive, if you will, and should have just let it develop a little longer, feel that, okay, it's covered and progress was really what probably needed to happen. A little too decisive.
Coming off a bye week and having time to recharge and now several games ahead of you, how do you not let this moment snowball?
Yeah, I think it's every week. Whether it's a good game, a poor game, you have to get back and work hard to prepare and to not let, your guard down after a good game, to not press after a poor game. You just have to kind of be steady and go through your process and try to chase that consistency. And that's what all of us are chasing every week. And, regardless of an outcome, you feel like that's always a challenge that you're trying to handle.
Kirk, you all were able to limit some of those penalties on offense. Was there something tangible or mental that you all did during the bye week to limit those?
No, I don't have a great answer for you there. It is important to stay out of penalties. I think it did help us today, but nothing specific I can point to.
As a leader, knowing you're putting this one on your shoulders, what is your message to the rest of the offense, to even the defense, about moving past this one and getting ready to play your former team in the Vikings?
Yeah, I think, it's similar to what I've been saying here the last few minutes. Just have to get back to work. Understand each game is its own entity, and just plan on putting together, the right preparation all week long to be able to, go to your next opponent and play your absolute best.
Kirk, the team's not under 500, and you're still in first place in the NFC South. So does that kind of, buffer what just happened?
Well, I certainly think that, some of these questions have been to, moving forward. And I think when we're in a situation like you just articulated, that's where moving forward is really important, because we have so much football ahead of us that if we can execute at a high level and win, we do have what we want to go get. So that's where the moving forward part is really important.
Raheem said there was never a doubt to go to Michael, and there was never a doubt that it wouldn't be anybody but you moving forward. To say that now, to have your back, what does that mean to you as we get ready for, the final stretch?
Yeah, no, I think there's no entitlement in the NFL. You just have to go earn it, and if it ever was that, I wouldn't want it. I need to play at a level that justifies being out there, and so that's the way I'll always view it. And so I've always felt, through my whole 13 years, that it should never be about anything but earn the right to be out there.